Yeah, g'day, and welcome back to my channel. This week I'm doing something a bit different. We're going to look at one of my cameras. Oh, that's not good. My Leica M8's had a shutter failure, so let's try and fix it. Now, as with many people who got into analog photography, I used to have a darkroom, and I used to like making my own black and white prints, and so somewhere along the line I got rangefinder envy, and so I bought a Leica. Kind of cool old camera, the M2. This one's from, I think, the mid-1960s, maybe 64 or so. It's got the lever rewind. I think the earlier ones just had a button. This was absolutely the cheapest Leica M I could find. It's definitely been dropped at least once. This bulge here used to be worse, but I took the top cover off and gave it a bit of panel beating. So it's still got a bit of a dent outwards, but doesn't seem to matter. Another dent here on the back. And another decent dent through here. This one also looked worse before I panel beaded it. The leatherette's falling off it, so I should probably recover it at some stage. The slow shutter speeds aren't very accurate. But I only paid 4,000 shillings for it, which is, I don't know, 250 euro or something. At the same time, I got a version 3 Summicron. Also not in the greatest condition. This ring here drives the focusing mechanism and there's quite a bit of wear on it. And you can feel that wear here with your finger. So it probably doesn't focus that accurately anymore. It's missing its red dot here, but I guess I can chop the head off a pin and glue that on. Luckily the glass seems reasonably clear and there doesn't seem to be any fungus or anything in it. Then of course digital happened. And I went through a phase of digital point and shoot, then a digital SLR, a Canon. When Leica bought out the M8 as its first digital camera back in 2006, I believe, no way I could have afforded it. But 10 years later I could, so I got this one second hand. I think I paid 1,650 euro for it when I got it, which was the most money I've ever spent on a camera, either before or after. I mostly enjoyed the photography with the M8. It's very quirky. If you found this video, you've probably read up on all the weird stuff about it. It's got a Kodak CCD sensor, so it's got a very sort of unique color palette. It's kind of like Kodachrome, I guess. This one came with this kind of weird hand grip on it. I kind of like it and kind of don't. Somewhere along the line I did buy a replacement of the original, but it's in silver. So if anyone's got a black bottom plate and wants to swap it for a silver one, just get in contact with me. I'll happily swap it out. Since the 28mm frame lines are the widest on this camera, I saved up and got a 28mm Summicron. This is the version 1. It is amazing. Absolutely the sharpest, most incredible lens I've ever owned. It's also the most expensive lens I've ever bought. It is absolutely beautiful. So I should use it more. So what happened? Well, one day, just on a normal photo, I got a shutter error on the back. The shutter failed to cock completely and it was all over. Didn't work again. And that actually happened, I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I didn't have the budget back then to send it away for repair by Leica, but at that stage I couldn't find any information on the internet about how to fix it. But that then changed when someone put a detailed description on WordPress on how to disassemble it, and another guy put a somewhat detailed description of one of the failure modes on one of the forums. So I'll link those below. I found those two procedures probably 2-3 years ago now, and it's taken me this long to drum up the courage to disassemble it and have a go at fixing it. So let's go for it. Right, as I strip it down, just to keep track of the parts and which order they came off, I think I'll just put a bit of double-sided tape on a cardboard, and just glue my screws and stuff down onto that. Disassembly starts with the screws on the bottom. There's the first one down here. The screwdriver I'm using here is a number 00, I guess it's Phillips. These are Vessel branded, and this screwdriver is fitting really nicely. I'll leave a link to the screwdriver set because I really like them. This one's tight. It's very tight. These sleeves are just for comfort. They don't really give you enough grip to get a good torque on that screwdriver. And with the small diameter knurled part, I can't get enough torque, but all's not lost, because the next screwdriver set is this Hazet set, which are really nice. And there's also a Phillips 00 in here. It's got a bit more diameter on it, so it should be able to get a bit more torque on there. I'll leave a link to this set as well. Okay, and this screw is longer than the others. All right, now I guess this plastic cover can pop off. Okay, this is just a quick reenaction. I took this and went shake, and another screw flew out. So I have no idea where that screw came from. So we'll put that over here in the mystery screw compartment. Not good. I wonder if anything else is going to fly out. The next screw is right down here. That should be the last one to release the top plate. And now I should be able to ease this top cover off, but I can't take it all the way because there's a ribbon cable. The ribbon cable goes to here. So there's the top module. It's pretty nice the way they've separated the components like that. So all this stuff just stays nicely mounted on the top. I'll be able to give the windows a bit of a clean before it goes back on. It's interesting that there's no correlation between that serial number down in the body and the one that's actually on the outside. Yeah, let me just take the strap off, it's kind of in the way. Should have done that before I started. Okay, to remove this ribbon cable, I need to undo these tabs. Not a lot of space there. Yeah, that's hitting there, so I guess I'll have to loosen the back first to get a bit of motion to get this tab off. In the meantime, next up is this battery connector. The instructions are that this is the most sensitive and delicate part of the whole thing. Now I'm assuming that that slides out this way, but the picture kind of shows it pulling straight up. Says push on it, so do we push on the bit with the writing and then make it squeeze back from there, I guess. Let's try that. Pushing on that, but it doesn't seem to do much. What I'm doing is damaging it. Okay, so it looks like it doesn't slide out, but it looks like it just pulls straight up off the board, so let's try getting a bit underneath it. Ah, yeah, that seems to be moving. Right, now we start removing the leatherette. So just needed those 3 screws exposed. Right, now this ribbon cable comes off. Now I need to get the 3 screws under the leatherette on the other side. Oh, I've torn the leatherette there. That's not good. Should have got up under it. Each of these plastic parts has got kind of a lip underneath it for the leatherette to fold into. It's nice that Leica didn't use too many different sizes of screw. Now this screw here under the monitor, it's quite a long one. that back's loose, so I should be able to pop the connector open. Ah, yep, now it's moving. Good. Great. I guess the back should now come off with nothing connecting it. Now I need to start wondering where that missing screw comes from. Oh, there's a good smoking gun. So there's a missing screw there, and there's also a second screw which should be in here, and there's supposed to be like a tab sort of thing which goes over this so that that piece is clamped between two bits of steel. My first guess is there's a second screw somewhere loose in here, and there's a piece of sheet metal, and that those guys have got somehow stuck into the shutter mechanism, causing the failure. Okay, before I pull this apart any further, I'm just going to go for a bit of a search in the back, and also then in the top, to see whether that little sheet metal strap and the second screw aren't stuck down here somewhere, because it would be kind of pointless to pull the rest of the thing apart any further if the parts are stuck here in the back. Oh look, there's the little standby battery there. Wonder if that's dead. Probably is. What about up in here? Do we see an extra screw stuck hidden in a corner or something here? Okay, no, I don't see anything. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to pull the sensor off. That's these three screws. They have shims under them, so I'll have to match the shims with their screws. Top right, top left. I don't see any shims sticking to the sensor. The amazing CCD that gives it the awesome colour. Put that away gently. So at the bottom I've got, I think it looks like two shims. Here's a bit thicker shim pack. 2, 3, 4. And over here. Okay, next the flex cable for the shutter. Now the shutter mechanism is supposed to be held by 3 screws. 1, 2, 3, but the third one is probably the loose one I already found. So I'll just take these 2 out. Now there's another flex cable here somewhere. Looks like this one there. Okay, I've got this lever arm here which kind of catches under this piece of structure. I wonder if I can turn the cocking motor drive and move that a bit, or maybe it just moves. Right, so here's the shutter mechanism. Can we see a screw and a piece of sheet metal jamming something? Okay, that's interesting. I had heard that these cameras have a Seiko shutter, and sure enough, Copal. I'm pretty sure that's a Seiko brand. Well, I still can't see the 2 missing parts. Let's take the cocking motor mechanism out, because that would also be the most likely place to find it jammed. So this has to come out. Spring or bush. Right, next this flex cable mount screw. Now there should be a screw here at the bottom of the housing. There's an access screw at the top which you go down, and that puts you straight onto that screw at the bottom. And the next screw's down here. Definitely want good screwdrivers when you do this. So if you have crappy screwdrivers, there's a good chance you'll damage the heads. Another screw down here. What still holds that mechanism down? Now I suspect that the missing plate and the missing screw are probably sticking to the release magnet. Since nothing's loose and nothing's shaking around, the magnet's the most logical place where it would stick. Problem is, how do I get to it? Well, I guess there's one big screw there. Maybe that will get us there. Let's see what that one does. Aha, that was in. Okay, so now the magnet mechanism's loose. Can I get it out with this whole lever arm still attached, or do I have to remove the lever arm? Okay, it's got some wires still holding it in place, but can I find my little missing parts under there now? So this is the little magnet assembly in here, and that holds it cocked and releases, okay, but I still can't find the missing parts. So I was thinking they might be somehow stuck down here on the permanent magnet, which is on this bit, but nope. Bugger if I know where they've got to. There's an article by Mark Norton where he pointed out that sometimes this mechanism just sticks up because of too much like silicone grease or something. It seems to be working nicely. Can't see anything broken. Right, well I'm at a bit of a loss here. I can sort of see three possibilities. One, that little joggled plate and screw was installed but fell out and managed to make its way right out of the body of the camera. Two, it was never supposed to be installed in manufacture, that maybe that came later as a mod or was modded out. Did I say I had three options? I can't really think of anything else because I haven't been able to find it anywhere. So I think all I can do at this stage is just reassemble it with the single screw and see whether the mechanism works with that edge of the shutter screwed down properly. Now, while reassembly is just the reverse of assembly, I really don't like videos where the reassembly process is not shown, so I'll show the whole thing. If you don't like it, just skip ahead. Now, ribbon cable. Right, so now the shutter mechanism goes back in. Now these screws get a little bit of Loctite. I'm just using red, which is the weakest of the Loctites. I'm starting to get an idea of what could have been the problem. This is obviously the shutter cocking lever. When I just installed it, it feels quite natural to have it this side, but then it wouldn't cock the shutter by pulling it across. So I just put it on the other side, which you can do quite easily because just lift it up slightly. Here you can see that this corner of the shutter is quite flexible. Now this missing screw goes here, and what I suspect is that the original design might have had a screw in that corner to hold this down, but maybe the tip of the screw was hitting on this lever or something, and that's why they went to the hold down mechanism. It's hard to say. I suspect this is the reason why my shutter failed, was because there was nothing holding this corner down. The cocking lever just simply jumped that. Now if we pull the cocking lever across, you can see it's now correctly against there. If we hold that corner down and cock it, we get our nice little colourful bit back the way it's supposed to be. This corner definitely needs to be held down. The question is, do I put this screw in just straight onto the corner of the shutter, or do I make up a little plate and mount it there so that the screw doesn't go through and cause interference? The tail of the screw doesn't cause any interference there, so hopefully just reinstalling that screw may be enough. Let me take it out again and put some Loctite on it. The second magnet cable goes down in here. So next the amazing Kodak sensor goes back in. First I'll put the shim packages back in where they belong. Now the mighty sensor. Pretty much the only reason to still use this camera is because the sensor looks so cool. Now Leica used green nail polish to seal those screws. I don't have any access to green, so they're going to be red. Right, next up the back goes back on. Got to put the sensor ribbon cable in. Wait a minute, I've lost my power cable, must have got stuck. Let me fish that out again. Now the little body screws. Right, now I'm going to massage this leatherette back into place. Right, it would be super easy to put the lid back on and miss reinserting this connector. That would suck. Before that goes back together, I'll clean all the windows with a fresh microfiber cloth, a bit of IPA. Interface cable to the two main controls. Here's the moment of truth. I don't know how much power this battery's got, but let's give it a go. Whoa, good news. A different warning than before. No card. Okay, I can fix that as well. For modern considerations, these files are tiny from this little 10 megapixel sensor, so a 16 gig card's probably going to be plenty. Flat battery. I'll charge that overnight and we'll see how it works tomorrow. Now, M8s, and I believe M9s as well, delivered with a comically large charging brick from Leica. Mine failed at some stage, can't remember when. I just bought a cheapo, much smaller, much easier to travel with. I also use aftermarket batteries. They work fine. Never had a problem with them. Now, I own 4 batteries, but they haven't been charged for like 5 years, and I've just realized that 2 of them have got a bit of a bulge to them. These 2. Like when you put them in the camera, they feel like they want to jam. And bulging batteries is never a good sign, so I had a look on Amazon. You can get replacement batteries for like 35 bucks for a 2-pack, so I guess I should get some. So this is now charged overnight. Let's give this a go. Right, so here's the moment of truth. Let's switch it on. Oh, not good, not good. We've got power. The card's in, but we have no display. Oh, yes we do. Hey, cool. I just needed to turn it off and turn it on. With modern cameras, you forget that this thing has no live view, so it shows nothing until you push the button. Back in business. Menu. Well, that's awesome that that's done, but of course the job's not finished till you've tidied up and put the tools away. Oh man, I am so stoked that that's now working. Big thank you to the gentleman who made that WordPress article, because you really gave me the confidence to give this a go. Just swap lenses. That was the 28. This is a Voigtlander 35f 1.4, but I'm gonna shoot this at f2. Now, if you've watched this video all the way to the end, I'm guessing either you've got a Leica M8 with a shutter problem and you're wondering whether to try and fix it yourself or send it away for repair. If that's the case, I have no idea what Leica charges for this, but considering in this case, so far, the repair cost nothing, I would say it was a good deal to give it a go myself. Other people who might be watching this to the end, maybe thinking about buying a Leica M8, and to them I'd say this is a very, very quirky camera. It's certainly got a lot of limitations, but sometimes limitations can be a big advantage to the artistic process. Having a technical device which limits your options can also force creativity. So if this is the way you want to go for it. I won't be selling mine. If you like my camera content, here's a link to the Polaroid cameras I mucked around with. Thanks for watching.